Okay, in this video we're going to look at creating an authority blog, because we've created all sorts of great marketing pages, lead pages. We've created all sorts of wonderful things with Profit Builder. However, this one's going to more concentrate on the Profit Builder theme. Now, with Profit Builder, the core plugin, you can literally use this on any WordPress website with any existing theme and create all sorts of great content. Enhance your content, create marketing pages, lead pages, webinar pages, sales pages. Fantastic. But this one is going to talk more about the optional theme, which, as you will see in a moment, adds an entire new dimension of site building. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an authority blog or website with this. Now, this can be used to promote anything, your own brand, your own products, services. If you want to create a Web 3.0 site, you want to create a software as a service front end. We've got all sorts of great stuff in here. And again, you can see here we've got the very basic blog. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this from scratch and show you literally how we can transform this. So one of the first things, if we're going to create a authority blog, is we need to focus on, we haven't got any menu, we haven't got very sexy widgets, we don't have a footer, and we don't have much of a front page. This is bare bones. So what I want to do is, first of all, I'm going to show you a little sneak peek. If you have the Launchpad, the Profit Builder Launchpad, this actually deploys an entire authority pre-done for you blog, all set up by me with all the right plugins, all the right setups, everything I love to do that helps with all the different niches we dive into. I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek of the base blog, and I'll just go over to, let me just say, profitbuilder.com okay, here we go. This is just an example of what you can do. So going from this, which is bare bones, to something pretty much like this. And again, there's that annoying little bug, but again, we'll get rid of that. But you can see here, we're concentrating on loading up, getting leads. We've got ads, we've got our blog set up, we've got all sorts of great stuff. Plus we've got a little bit of sales and marketing and footers all set up and everything like that. And again, you can change this to be absolutely anything you like, but it's all set up with the blog. You can see individual posts look like. I'll just go in here to this one, and you can see there's an example, and here's a category, so you can see all this about sales psychology. We've got all sorts set up here. Let's go into individual post, so you can have all sorts of fantastic fun with this. So I'll just go in here, you can see the rollover, I'll zoom in, you can see the individual posts, and we've set this up. You've got all your social sharing, you've got your popular posts on the side, we've got some, this is using nrelate. And again, just because we haven't indexed this blog, we've told bots to go away from this blog. But you can see it's all pretty sexy, all pretty done. You can see that we've got this on the side. So if you want to skip this video, it's going to give you some great insights. But if you want to go jump and literally launch and build an entire website very quickly, all pre-done for you, and you can just modify it, then go to the Launchpad, follow those videos, and you're going to be absolutely blown away. Literally, this page and this site can be built in about, I don't know, 5 minutes, which is pretty darn impressive. So that's an example of what we can do, but let's actually play around with this. So what we're going to do first is let's build a menu, and right now we've got a sample page here. This is the default sample page. You can see it's pretty plain and everything else. So let's go over here. I'm going to look at some of our authority home pages. Let's take that one as an example. And we'll grab that, and we can also grab, I'll wait for that one to install, wait just a couple of moments. Okay, we'll install that one, and again, a lot of these also have eye-catching animations set on them, and again, depending on what you want, what your style is, you can pick and choose or modify any of these. We've got a lot of Web 3.0 type styles. We've got all sorts of great stuff in here. Again, just makes life easy. I'm also going to grab the Metro one as well. So again, you could then put your calls to action, you could put your lead page type elements in here as well, and we're good to go. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to create a brand new home page, okay? And we'll do that first, just so we've got something to work around. So we'll just call this Welcome to our authority blog, okay? And again, I'm going to leave all of the items on, except for maybe I'm going to remove the page padding, and we don't need any to worry about the breadcrumbs per se, so I'll just publish this. Now, what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to quickly set the permalinks, which I haven't done on this one. And one thing also, I'm currently a private blog. I am discouraging the search engines. So we're just, if you want to go live, for example, you'd go to reading and uncheck that, then go live, okay? But in this case, we're going to make a static page and welcome to our authority blog. So we're going to make that our homepage. You can stay with your latest posts or what have you, but we're going to do some cool stuff in regards to that so that we have a little more flexibility. So, one other thing I should mention is if you do have existing content, you can click this button. It will load your existing content into a text widget, and then you can build everything in and around it, just as a kind of quick reference. So, okay, let's close that. Let's go over to our base page, load the editor. We'll do that. Okay, that'll take just a second. Okay, so we've got our header, we've got our footer. We don't have anything in the footer. So what I'm going to do is, just to kickstart everything, is load in a layout. So go load template, and let's see. I'm going to go with, let's go with Metro. And just load that in. So, okay, there's our elements and some content and some other information. You can see all that loaded in there. There's our footer and everything else. And we're kind of good with that. Okay, so again, let's actually remove these parts because we don't need these. And we don't need that. Okay, so we've got the basic elements of an authority site in any particular niche. Now, you could do anything you like here. And you could, as I say, put your calls to action in here. But you can see we don't have much of a menu up here. So we've got a logo. We can change that in the settings. But I'm going to save this page for now. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go build up some of the core elements. Now, if you've used WordPress, you know about creating menus and everything else. But I'm just going to skim over that real quick. Let's come over to the menus. And we'll create a couple of menus. We'll create, for example, let's see what we got here. We'll call it main menu, and we'll assign that. We'll actually assign that to the primary header, and then we'll have a link to the home. We'll just call this affiliate rockstars.com home, and then we'll have a link. We've got a blog that's uncategorized right now. We can create all sorts of silo content if we wanted to, but let's just focus on, we concentrate more on the silo side of things inside the actual site builder, because it kind of builds up your silo based structures automatically. You can do it manually however you want to do it here, and if you're not sure what silo is, that would take an entire another course by itself. So we're just creating an authority blog as it stands right now. Usually what I do is I'll have one, just to kind of give an overview of what a silo is. I like to put into closely related articles together. So if I've got a blog about dogs, then I might have a category on puppy training, and then all the articles under that are all about puppy training. They all interlink to each other, to the main blog, and then to the top. And that creates a very focused, stylized silo structure. Fairly simple. That's it in a nutshell. You don't need to go much more complicated than that. So, again, we've got a blog. Maybe we've got a contact form. We haven't set one of those up, but let's assume that we do. So that's now assigned to the primary header. Now, if we were doing another one, let's create a new. Actually, make sure we've done that. We'll also create a footer one. Now, again, if we were doing terms of use and everything else, privacy policies, we would create all those pages. And again, if you notice that fully built one, we already have all that in there. That's why we love Launchpad. And if you want to upgrade, if you don't have Launchpad and you want to upgrade, let's include a link below this, and that way you can go grab that. Believe me, you'll love it. So, with that being said, let's pretend that we actually have privacy already set up. And it helps if I can actually type that. So, okay, privacy policy. Okay, I'm just going to create a virtual one right now. Let's assume these pages actually exist. Terms of use. Okay. Contact. Okay. Something like that. Okay. All good. So we'll save that menu. Now, what we'll do now is we'll come across to some of the Profit Builder theme options. Now this is all self-contained, and as you can see in here, you can load up your logo, a fav icon, an icon that will be used. What will happen is if an Apple comes across to this, or an Apple device, smartphone, iPad, iPhone, what have you, if they come here and they see this, it'll get a little prompt on the screen that says bookmark me, and it bookmarks your website to their to their Mac device or the Apple device as if it was a native app. It's a great little way to get a little extra engagement. So you can start there. Other style settings, you can go change your fonts and everything else. I use a lot of Open Sans and then Roboto and all sorts of really cool stuff. I love that, but you can change all the primary colors. Say for example, if we look at our homepage as it stands right now, you can see we're using a lot of this red. So maybe what I'll do is, using a color picker, I'll pick up my primary color being red, and then I can change my logo to red, and I could just set my primary color like that. Well, now my primary color is that, and if I need to, I can also go into Profit Builder and change its styles as well as I see fit. So you can literally combine anything you like. You can also set up contacts, individual teams. You can see your first contact here and everything else. You can create individual team members. You can override your CSS. In the layout, you can actually set up all sorts of great stuff that goes literally up here. You see this kind of line here? So for example, I could do, let me think, have a few bits and pieces here. So let's say we've got a login link. We can drag that if we have a members area. Let's see what else. We could also have, we could use the tagline, and I could, in the tagline, I could have something like this. Call today. Let's assume we're a local marketing company. +1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. Okay, done. Now, that's the alternate tagline. Let's put that over here, and let's leave that alone. And then what we'll do is we'll come over here. Just want to show you that in effect. Takes just a second to load. And there we go. Members log in, and boom, boom, boom. You can see all that up there. And you could then put social icons or what have you up there. We also have support for languages, which is actually pretty cool. So if you have a multilingual version of your website, you can drag that in. And if you have languages, we support a couple of really cool plugins for languages. Qtranslate, WordPress ML, which is a multi-language setup. All sorts of very cool stuff. You can also play around with breadcrumbs. You can have all sorts of little indicators, and you can also enter stuff before the breadcrumb line if you want to. On single posts, you actually do have the full featured, for example, featured image. You can hide the post title. You can hide the image, you can hide post meta, you can turn different elements on or off within a post, and then you can also set how you want everything to work, whether you want it in blocks or whether you want a full featured area, and you can play around with all the settings, just play around with it, see what you like, what appeals to you. Now in the footers area you also have a very similar option where you can drag and drop different elements in here. For example, if I did at copy, I could put my copyright information in here, 2014, I am Success Center, all rights reserved, no problem, and I can have which actual menu I'll use. So there's the footer menu and stuff like that. So I could save that, no problem. And now I can do, okay, on this side, the left side, I'll have the tagline, the footer tagline, boom. And then over here I'll have the menu and also the to top. So I'll put that over here. Now if I save that, okay, let's just see how quickly that took effect. And you can see, actually we have the main footer turned off for this page. Oh no, we don't, there we go. But it's actually got the copyright in here, so you might want to take it out of right here. You might want to take this and put it in the footer. But you get the idea. That's a couple of things done. Actually, I did a little mistake there. That should be just add copy. Or you could put the copyright symbol in there, just copyright, there you go. Keep it simple. You can play around with that to your heart's content. Now you also have a very cool thing where we have unlimited sidebars and widgetized areas. So for example, you can have a sidebar width. You can determine how wide you want it, whether you want it really wide, kind of narrow, or really narrow. You can also set whether you want to turn off the there's what we call the blog archive sidebar. You can hide that. You can say whether you want it the main sidebar on the right or the left. Single posts sidebar, because you can have literally as many different sidebars as you like, or you can alternate them, and you can say which side you want them on, no problem at all. You also have a really cool thing. You have widgetized areas before posts, after posts, so you can set up all sorts of custom areas within your blog, or if you're creating any sort of primary content area, members area or what have you, you can actually set entire custom widgets, up to about 4 different widgets, before or after posts, before or after the archives, so you can set up literally any kind of layout you like. And one of the cool things with this is we also have a sidebar manager. So for example, if I had there's a quick sidebar I've created, and we'll call this custom sidebar 1. We can have another one. We'll call this one members area sidebar. Okay? And again, create unlimited number of those that you can then assign to any page. This turns WordPress really into the ultimate content management system. Now, there's 2 different approaches to this. You can have your override layouts like we did in the members area of the main site, or if you want to, you can switch to what's called basically a widgetized version, and you can then put these widgets anywhere you like. So we give you maximum flexibility. The widgetized version is only available with a PB theme. Okay, so you can't. Some other themes do similar things. We've got a different approach to doing it. Depends. Obviously, if you want to do it this way, you need our theme. It's as simple as that. So, with that being said, that's the general stuff, the layout stuff. Let's also go over to the advanced. The advanced, again, you can turn off whether you want the site responsive or whether you want it fixed, whether you want to use our mega menu, which allows you to create all sorts of high-powered menu options. I'll go over that in a few moments. You can decide whether you want to enable comments on pages. You can turn that on or off. And you can also set your retargeting code here, your tracking code, your Google Analytics code, your get clicky code, all of the footer codes used for tracking and all sorts of other cool stuff. Again, put right there. We also have some advanced layout options. Again, I'm going over these real quick. The advanced stuff you probably will never touch. This is for the uber geeks out there who want even more fine control. And you can see all the power we've put in here. You can set whether you want your layouts boxed or wide, whether you want what you consider your overall site width, how many column margins there may be, the default bottom margin, what you call medium resolution, and even small resolution for mobile devices. So you've got all those kind of fine controls. How do you want to handle your featured images? Well, your featured image width, boom, done. And if you want the height, boom, done. Here's where we're talking about the language settings. For example, there's French, and you can say whether you want, let's just say French, and let's add a new language. Let's say we want this in Spanish. Okay. Okay, and again, like I say, we use WPML, QTranslate, or any other tools that give you a unique URL. You just then push it to that particular URL for the site translation you want. So again, we'll do that, and what I'll do is I'll come over here, and let's go over to the top. You can see, here's your languages, and again, I should put English in there, I suppose. So let's add a new language. And just an example. Okay, we'll use the UK flag and English. Add that. Again, you can reorder these any way you see fit. So you could just grab that, put it up there. Actually, that one we'll delete. And again, that's just a few of the back-end settings, okay? You also have the ability to hook up to Twitter, so you can pull your latest tweets and everything else. And if you want to, if you like this and you want to put these settings on another blog, no problem. Grab your settings and just go ahead and back up. You're good to go. Copy, paste, rock on. So all very, very powerful indeed. So again, let's just go over here, and you can see that we've done all sorts of very cool stuff very, very quickly. You have a live search. You also have widgets up here that you can't see. In fact, you can see that plus and minus. You can have all sorts of calls to action and widgets at the top here. You can literally do a quick search live on your own website and everything else. Now, let's actually edit. We've got the menu set up. We've got the footer set up as we kind of like it. Let's actually now change this page around a little bit. So, okay, let's go over here. I'm going to actually just go live edit this page. And now that this page is loaded, let's actually go put some blog content right in here. So we'll kill this row. Might be a very cool row, maybe you like that, but I'm going to actually change that. I'm going to kill that. I'm actually going to put some blog stuff in here. So what I'm going to do is in here, I'm just going to say, okay, live from the blog. And just float that, okay. Excellent. Now I'm going to kill this row as well. Okay, cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab from here. We got all sorts of different elements in here, and if you're using this theme, we have some great content stuff as well. Now again, we don't actually have, funnily enough, any blog posts yet. We have a hello post and that's it. So have a look at all the different elements in here, see how you want to build up your gallery. I'm going to grab masonry posts, and what we're going to do is just drop that in here, and you can see that we got the hello world, and really not that much. So I'm going to come over here. I just want to edit this particular element, and as you can see, we don't really have that much here. So let's go create a couple of extra posts real quick. So I'm going to go actually click post, add new, and I'm going to go get a what's called a lorem, and I can never say this, lorem ipsum generator, just to quickly generate kind of empty content. So let's just go here, and I'm going to generate, this is a tool that a lot of typographers use, is literally to create this filler content test layouts. So I'm going to generate 10 paragraphs. Okay, generate that, and it takes just a second. So here's a very long article. Okay, just as an empty article. So I'm just going to call this test article 1, and the cool thing is, even with this, we have the ability to say, what kind of format is this? Is it a video? Is it an image, a quote, or what have you? You can pick all sorts of different classifications for your content. So we're just using the basic general editor here. No problem at all. And then I've got different post options, whether I want to hide the featured area, hide the title. So you've got individual controls. If you want to set a featured video, no problem. Let's go throw a little video in here, for example. So I'll just go throw a little bit of AC/DC, why not? So I'll grab that, and I can throw in either an MP4, OGV. If I want to set in a embed from a site, I can just grab some embed code. So instead of actually doing that, what I'll do is I'll go and get their embed code. No problem, so I'll just pause this. Okay, grab my share code, embed, and done deal. Now I'll just grab that, throw that in there, or my EVP code, or Simple Video Pro, or what have you. The audio, I could set an audio if I was doing a gallery, a podcast. I can set a gallery if I want to, like if I've got a particular post gallery, no problem. Anything I like, and then I can set a featured image. So let me just see if I can, just for fun, I'll go to Deposit Photos, or you can go to Wikimedia Commons, Pixabay. There's plenty of great places for images, but I'm just kind of curious if they have anything for AC/DC. Let's pretend this is an article about AC/DC. Sometimes you get good editorial stuff as well. So let's have a look. No, okay. Not really. Nothing for AC/DC. So let me go to Wikimedia Commons. Okay, and I have no idea if there's anything in there for AC/DC. Just wanted to get the right website. Commons.wikimedia.org, and let's just see AC/DC and see if there's anything in there. Okay, hard rock band, that's what we want. Okay, so say for example this is on Wikimedia. You want to check the terms and licenses of everything. Creative Commons is usually good. You want to make sure it's what the attributes are, and okay, I'm just trying to see Creative Commons, so let's check just to make sure it's all good. Again, attribution, you must give appropriate credit. So I might actually link back to the page. In this case, let's just assume I did. I'm going to save that image as. Okay, a little bit of Angus Young there. Okay. So now I'll come back to my page. Again, this is kind of basic stuff. How do you set a featured image? Okay, so I'm just going to come here, drag it, okay, upload it, and we'll get into the widgets and sidebars because we want to kind of sexy this up even more. But I'll just wanted to create a very cool little page real quick. And again, if I wanted to, yeah, I could profit builder this and make it really, really sexy. But let's just see it how it is, okay? So there's my base article, and there's the actual video and everything else. It's all kind of sexy. Huge gap over here. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But again, there's my actual video ready to go. All embedded, featured, and ready to rock with links to the next one and everything else. Okay, good. Okay, great. So we've got that done. What we need to do now is go have some fun with this. So I'm going to click Edit Post. Let's add some extra little flair to our authority posts. This is the kind of stuff that really gets the engagement going. It gets everyone excited. So we're just going to throw a couple of elements in here. Now, let me think here. You can see it's loaded our article into the live editor. And I'm going to go and say, let's add a little row at the bottom here. Let's add one row there. We'll add another row. Let's add 3 columns in here. Say, for example, we've got a little promotion going on. Maybe we've got some guitar tab books or something like that, or maybe I'm selling a Gibson SG like Angus Young uses. No problem at all. Let's throw in a couple of pseudo graphics, pretend they're links to some great CPA offer. Let's add a timer in here, create a little bit of scarcity, saying that maybe this special offer is only going to last for X number of days. So okay, no problem. We'll add that in, center that up, and we're good to go. Okay, great. Let's add something at the top. Maybe we want to add oh, I don't know, let's use one of our little tab things. We've got a little tab element. We can drag, drop, position that as we see fit. Boom, done. And let's change the style on that. Let's change it to clean. And you can see, literally, you can create all sorts of engaging, dynamic things right in here. Literally spice up your posts, no problem at all. Now, the one thing you see over here is we don't have an actual sidebar yet. Now, in pages and posts, one thing you can do is you can see here, you can actually drag in a sidebar. You can do this in any part of your website. So you can create literally dynamic elements that are embedded any way, shape or form. Now, I'm just throwing in a widget sidebar here, and I can say what kind of one do I want to do. Well, maybe I choose just this blog element. You can put all sorts of ads in here and stuff and just drag and drop them anywhere. So on a page you could create a virtual sidebar. Although it's called a sidebar, it's really just a widget holder. Okay, so you can do all sorts of cool things. But let's put an actual sidebar in here. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to, actually let me go to the dashboard. Okay, I'll leave this page. And we'll go over to appearance and widgets. And you can see we've got all sorts of great widget sets up. From PB Theme, you can literally determine and set up all sorts of great elements so that you can drag them anywhere you want. If you have a silo, for example, on, like I mentioned, puppy training, go and create a new widget or a new widget area called puppy training. And then you can assign that to every article that's about puppy training, and you've got a focused maybe CPA offer about, or a ClickBank offer about puppy training. No problem. Boom, boom, done. It's as simple as that. You want to throw in some AdSense code or some other ad code? No problem. Boom, boom, done. Create a widget, assign some widgets to that, then you can assign that widget anywhere on your website. That, my friends, is direct control. But let's have a look at the single post sidebar. This is the generic one that goes on all posts right now as it stands. So let's go and say we want some social icons. We want to throw in maybe an ad at the top. So what I'll do is, just for example, I'll go over to WP Profit Builder, JV Tools page. Maybe you're an affiliate for this incredible system. And again, by the way, if you're not, if you want to be, you certainly can be. Oh. Let me shut that guy up. And you can, yeah, absolutely, you can promote this through ClickBank, or if you're able to, JVZoo. And we'll be happy to pay you for promoting this system. Give you 50% commission, in fact. How about that? So, again, let's say we set this up. I'm going to make it a little wider, raise its proportions a little bit, and save that. And then I'm going to, over here, we've got these little icons. You can set up anything you like. So let's just pretend we got Facebook. Let's also do Twitter. Well, actually, I did that one there. I'll add a couple more. Say Google Plus, LinkedIn, maybe YouTube. There's a YouTube one in here as well. We've got lots and lots of social networks. There you go. And heck, let's also add Pinterest. Okay, so all good. Now I'm going to put a little. I'm just going to put a little hash symbol, which is a fake URL thing. I'm not going to link all those actually up. This is just demo purposes. And let's also throw in some category posts as well. Okay, we'll do that. And we'll just call it popular posts. And again, you can do all sorts of cool things with it. You can set up, again, different sidebars for different categories in your silo. So it's all hyper-focused offers for one group. Hey, that's puppy training. Another group, it's dog diets or what have you. You get the idea. So again, I'll just save that. And honestly, the best way to get into this is to play with it. Just give it a shot. See, you know, play around with it. See what you like, what you don't like, what you can do, what you can add. Maybe you've got all sorts of other widgets from other sites. No problem at all. You can see that's built up very, very quickly indeed. Starting to look like a real blog. And you can see all those other elements in there that we talked about. And that's all very, very cool. Now, again, you could skip all of this if you want to. If you have the Launchpad system, again, you can jump in there, deploy a pre-built system, already optimized with SEO, conversion tactics, everything else you need ready to rock and roll, caching, the whole lot, pre-configured, as if I built this, spent a weekend building an entire website for you, and you can just go in there and customize it to meet your own needs. That's all done. That's all dusted. We've got it in there. You can use it. If you don't have access to it, I'll include a link under this video. You can go grab it. It's incredible. It'll save you hundreds of hours building many, many, many websites, because literally you just put in a few little details and boom, you're done. It's built the site for you, deployed it. All you've got to do is, like I say, go in and customize it. So again, you get the idea. And again, we can change. If we go over here now, and actually let's go refresh this, and you can see that it's already picked up the demo video. And in fact, let me just hide the elements here, and you can see boom, boom, boom. All our animations are great, all loaded up, ready for bear. And you can make a very, very powerful authority blog very, very quickly. So that's it for this video. We've skimmed the surface. There's so much more, but you get the basic idea. That's how you can literally build up a very, very powerful website. Again, we've used one of our default layouts, but you can take it, modify it, make it your own, build your own from scratch. No matter what you want to do, we make it easy. And that is the whole thing here. We make this stuff easy so you don't have to stress about it. You can focus on what you want to do. And that's it for this series, in fact. We've covered pretty much all the aspects of this incredible system. Again, your mind is probably rolling with ideas. The best way to get into this is to actually use it. Put it into practice. Put it on a test blog if you want to. If you're not sure about using it on your main site, no problem at all. You have all of the power, all of the options. The only way you're going to get used to this and really use this tool as your everyday builder for your website is to actually do it. Use it. Go put it into practice. Get playing with it. Build a few test pages. See how you like it. Go load a few layouts out. Go play and customize them. No problem at all. And you will find this to become one of the most invaluable tools in your arsenal. There is an infinite amount of power in here, and again, so much you can do with this. So with that being said, there's lots and lots of other stuff on this website, all sorts of extra videos. There's a live Q&A training video or webinar that we did. If you have any questions, go check that out. The answers might be right there. We have literally tons and tons and tons of stuff that we're going to be planning to expand this with. This is going to be one of those flagship products that is going to be around for a long time to come. So all you have to do is you're one of the early people, the first people, the early adopters of this system. You're going to be way ahead of the curve. So go put it into practice. Enjoy the rest of the videos on this website. Enjoy the product. I hope you enjoy it. We put a lot of effort into this, and if you've got any questions, comments or feedback, just let us know. We'd love to hear from you. So with that being said, thank you very much, and we'll see you again in another video very soon.